yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Dr. Kirk, and everyone. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. I have the honor and the privilege of introducing each one of you, and then we'll explain what we're doing here today. So first, from Fairfax, Virginia, award-winning filmmaker, founder of an accessible genre film festival centered on disability representation, raised $18,000 on Kickstarter and screened films internationally, advocating for full festival accessibility, disability and inclusion leaders supporting filmmakers through accessible screening, education, and multi-city programming. Let's welcome to the show, Ariel Baskin. Ariel, hello. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Ariel, your fun fact, please.
My fun fact.
Ariel, a fun fact is this is, we want to make sure it's a headline fun fact, so not a story. It could be something cool that you've done, something that you're deeply proud of, something that you want to do in your life. But Ariel, be something that would make us go, Ariel, no way.
No way.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Kurt. So from that place, how about your fun fact?
My fun fact is I have traveled to every continent except Antarctica and lived on most of them.
You have lived on almost every continent?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could live anywhere, any one of them long term, which would it be? Or go back to any of them?
Oh, Asia.
Oh, that is amazing, Ariel. Well, absolutely fantastic. And hearing a world traveler. And thank you for traveling all the way here to be with us on the Heart of Influence today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Next up, from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, pioneer of accessible STEM learning, creating interactive tools for blind and low vision students to study complex diagrams and hands-on model independently. 24 years teaching chemistry and winning the nation's top high school chemistry honor, with 12 years leading an 8-person team to turn impossible access to the new standard. Backed by over $5 million in public funding, applying these universal tools across higher education, scaling to K-12 before accessibility laws changed everything. Let's welcome to the show, Julia Winter. Julia, welcome. And your fun fact, please.
I used to be a cooking contester, and I went to the Pillsbury Bake Off 3 times.
Wow.
And when I did, I disqualified myself, my husband, my children, and my brothers and sisters from going because once you go 3 times, no one else can go.
Wow, you disqualified your family. Did you ever place? And what is your like specialty in baking, Julia?
Oh, I was all around. I was very agnostic. Did I win any money? I think I won money. Well, you win a trip. It's always exciting just to go. I think I won a small prize once, small cash prize. I can't remember.
That's amazing. Julia's winning cash in, baking goods. I am here in the holiday spirit. And Julia, you ready to have some fun?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next up, from Boston, Massachusetts, veteran television executive and former general manager of multiple broadcast stations with a lifelong career in television production and communication, consultant for the described and captioned media program, partnering with network and stations to ensure fully accessible programming for K through 12 students, formerly morning show host who brings decades of on-camera experience and industry relationships into her work in media and accessibility and education. Let's welcome to the show, Meg Levine.
I'm gonna let that applause go out, aren't I? Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. I guess a fun experience was before I got into management and television. I hosted a talk show in Boston called AM Boston. And for weeks, we tried to figure out how you would sign off because that's always an iconic message to come up with when you do anything on TV. So the best thing we could come up with, because it was AM Boston, was to say, thanks so much for watching. And until we see you next time, have a great PM. That was like, but I must say one of my favorite people ever, and I think about her a lot, is Shirley MacLaine, who I had the privilege of interviewing. And she said, I want you to meet my brother, who I didn't realize at that point was Warren Beatty. I never met him, but I just always think of that as a fun brief moment.
That is a very cool, fun moment. And Meg, I'm going to be interested at the end of the show if you how you approve or not of our sign-off line, because we definitely have one. So I'll come back to you after I say it and before we sign off and see if we've hit the mark or not. But Meg, are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Next up, from Swedesboro, New Jersey. I don't know if did I say that correct? Where the heck is Swedesboro? I mean, I know Jersey fairly well, but I've never heard of Swedesboro.
Yeah, we're in southwestern New Jersey, so right in between Delaware and Philadelphia.
I was going to say you're down near Philly because that's like the only area that I haven't. Okay, got it. So founder and CEO of a disability tech startup focused on reinventing vocational rehabilitation and workforce inclusion through AI-driven platforms. 20 years of domain expertise in disability and service left a high-level position to launch his own company and drive systematic change, recognized for emerging innovator, secured innovation, and sponsored exhibit space in CES 2025, demonstrating early traction only 5 months after launch. That is absolutely incredible. But let's welcome to the show, Bert Brooks.
Thank you.
How about your fun fact?
I was once an internationally ranked fencer in not one weapon, but 2 weapons, foil and epee.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how you could fence with aluminum foil. That sounds a little bit odd, but I mean, I'm trusting that like foil is something that you can fence with.
All the
I'm
sword
presuming you're
people
not
know.
talking about aluminum foil, because that's the only kind of foil I know. I wrapped my breakfast in foil this morning, but
Yeah.
that's not what you mean, is it?
No. Foil is just a specific weapon you use to fence with, and epee is another version of that same kind of sport, but different sword.
All right. So don't mess with Bert. That's what I'm hearing. He doesn't fence with foil, but he does fence with foil. And Bert, are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Rolling with Bert from Seattle, Washington, 25 years in development and capital innovation, bridging real estate, renewables, and international NGOs, CEO of a nonprofit since 2017, scaling impact across 3 continents, over 25 million raised since inception in 2012 to power and drive resources to coastal economies. Mastermind of a finance meets social enterprise model that turns money into sustainable community-driven transformation. Let's welcome to the show, Peter Batesti.
My one fun fact would be I am the youngest of 8. So that sets a lot of my upbringing, speaks a lot to my personality today, and would roll with the punches, and also some of my pathos, I guess.
Well, you're persistent and resilient.
Exactly.
I bet.
Which
I feel
either
like
you can get your hands on.
And Peter, I was having this conversation because you're the second person on the show this week that comes from a big family. And I was sharing with someone this week is I feel like the concept of like big families is just like not as prevalent anymore. Like, you know, people are like 2, 3 kids, maybe 4, and like done. The big families aren't so much a thing anymore.
For sure. Yeah, I have one daughter, and I think totally different upbringing than what I had.
Definitely
I rarely
different.
saw my parents, which I think was a good and bad thing. They were too busy with everybody else. So, but it's kind of an amazing experience to grow up with so many brothers and sisters. One sister, actually.
I bet. And this show is kind of like, you know, you're one of 8 on the show today. So this is like you're feeling quite comfortable.
Nice.
Awesome, Peter. And are you ready to have some fun?
Very much so. Yep.
Let's do it. From the Upper East Side in New York City, software engineer with 16 years experience modernizing systems, creating user-focused technical solutions, skilled in both legacy and modern programming, including COBOL, PL1, Python, CQL, and JavaScript. AWS Solutions Architect certified, passionate about simplifying complex technology for real-world impact. Let's welcome the very dark, hard to see Eric Brinkman.
Thank you.
Eric,
Thank you. I'm
hello.
sorry if I'm in a bad lighting situation. Wasn't aware of that. I can turn lights on.
Yeah, no worries. We can see we can see that you have a white shirt on, but that's about all that we can see. Everything else is pitch black. But we can see you there. See that there is somebody there. But Eric, thank you so much for being here, coming from the dark.
Thank you for having me.
And your fun fact, please.
My fun fact is, in order to upskill, I taught myself Amazon Web Services, got the solution architect cert without with just on my own using a mainstream course and taking practice questions over and over. And I had to use VOCR, the voice over optical character recognition service on the Mac a lot because the platform for entering commands wasn't accessible. So I would enter a command, then hit enter and take a screenshot, see if I saw a result, and do that over and over again. But I did that to upskill because I was working on the mainframe and I knew I was going to start working on cloud.
Oh, Eric, this is Kirk. That makes me tired thinking about
I was
that.
like,
And I will say you are a better man than I.
It's like the stories I've heard of the old days in Windows screen readers when they would have to like work in a 40-minute demo mode and restart, try a few things, restart again.
Yeah, I'm not even sure, Eric, if you're even speaking English. I think you like started speaking Japanese there for a second, but at least Dr. Kirk and maybe some other folks here were following what you were saying. But you sound really smart, Eric. And are you ready to have some fun on the Heart of Influence?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do it. Next up, coming from Boston, Massachusetts, visionary advocate transforming sight loss into storytelling power, champion dignity, creativity, and everyday wonder, trailblazing organizer uniting blind I think that was supposed to be borders worldwide, turning shared listening into conversation, connection, and joyful action. Reflective naturalist weaving bird songs into essays, inviting others to slow down, notice, and belong. Let's welcome to the stage Martha Steele. Weaving bird songs into essays. That sounds fun and interesting, Martha, but please, your fun fact.
I am an avid and passionate bird watcher, although of course I don't see birds, but I do identify birds by their song.
Wow, that is incredible and super. Just your connection to the birds, that is super powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Martha. And Martha, are you ready to have some fun?
Yes.
All right, let's go to the team added. I have no idea how to pronounce the city that you're from, Gwen. I'm going to go Baku City somewhere. Azerbaijan?
Azerbaijan.
What you said. Social innovator cultivating inclusive practices that expand inner freedom for every person across generations and borders. Guides social initiatives to transform early experience into foundations for dignity, opportunity, sustainable culture, and change. Blend entrepreneurial courage, patient listening, and joyful curiosity to turn shared vision into resilience, growing communities. Let's welcome to the show, Gwen Birchall. Thank you for getting Gwen's bio on the sheet so we can introduce her. And Gwen, how about your fun fact?
Well, something I'm quite proud of. Back in 2004, I was awarded an MBE, which is a medal by the Queen of England. So I got to meet her, curtsy, and do all that pomp and circumstance. Yeah.
That is so cool. I am not a we've had a lot of celebrities here in the office recently, and I'm not like a swooned by celebrity person, but I would definitely be swooned by meeting the Queen. That is absolutely for sure. So that is awesome, Gwen. And are you ready to have some fun?
Yes, indeed.
Awesome. Well, since everybody's ready to have some fun, I'm going to introduce the man that brought us all here today, my co-host for the day from Seattle, Washington. 16 years as the president for the Lighthouse for the Blind, another 6 years as the president of the American Foundation for the Blind, a PhD in leadership and change, the managing director for Innovation Impact LLC, engaging in fun, innovative, high-impact projects dedicated to making the world a more inclusive and equitable place. Let's welcome to his show, Dr. Kirk Adams.
Hey.
Your fun fact for today, Dr. Kirk.
My fun fact, I met Martha earlier in the year because I did a birding by ear event, and my wife and I went on a stroll around our neighborhood in Seattle, and I had to report in which birds I heard, and that report went to Martha. And when my kids were little, if they got unruly in the car on a car trip, I could threaten them by saying, "You two settle down or I'm putting on the birding by ear tapes."
That is so fun. Birding by ear as a way to keep your children in line.
Yeah. And let me introduce Bella.
Well, thank you.
Bella Verita began her entrepreneurial journey as an 8-year-old little girl selling her homemade crafts in her front yard. She went on to become the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, the youngest person, the first woman, not once, not twice, but 3 times. She publicly defeated cancer recently. She's become an ordained minister. She is a published book author. and she puts the heart in the heart of influence. Please welcome Bella Verita.
Thank you.
And your fun fact.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Kirk and everyone. I think I'm going to go with the fun fact that Sean Calleby, my co-host, has the #1 business podcast on Apple, Spotify, all the things. And we recently in our office, I have gotten to meet Mike Tyson and Magic Johnson here within the last week, which is absolutely cool and incredible. So that is my fun fact for today, Dr. Kirk Adams.
What's the name of the podcast?
The name of the podcast is Unblinded with Sean Callaghy.
Okay.
Pretty simple to find. Yep. Follow
check it
follow
out.
it on. We can have the team link it into the chat. So thank you all. And so we've made some introductions, and now we get to play a little game because Plato said, friend of Dr. Kirk's, Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. And so that's what this show is designed to do, is to play a little game together, because all business is built on a shared experience. That's why we're here together, and the ability to cause yes. So the game that we're going to play is causing yes. And so Ariel, Julia, you're both in the participant seat. And so today, Dr. Kirk will play any role that you want him to play that you want to go from hello to yes with. So Dr. Kirk can be a philanthropic partner that you're looking to get a donation from. He could be an ideal client that maybe you want to do business with. He could be, someone that you are, looking to have an ecosystem merger with. Whatever meaningful yes that you personally are seeking to advance your mission, Dr. Kirk would play that role. So Dr. Kirk, would you just like to start with Ariel or Julia?
Oh, let's go Ariel since you said her name first.
All right. So Ariel, and it starts with an A. So Ariel, Dr. Kirk will be anyone that you want him to be. Any idea of who you'd like him to play?
I would like him to play a non-disabled, non-horror fan.
Oh, wow.
Non-disabled, non-hoarder fan. And
Horror.
Ariel.
Horror.
Oh, hoarder. A hoarder fan. So you're a
No,
hoarder.
no, no, no. Horror.
Like a
the
horror
genre.
movie.
Oh, got it. Okay, you got it.
Vampires, werewolves.
All right, Dr. Kirk's got it.
Right.
I did not have it.
Non-disabled, non-horror. Okay.
There you go. And just real quick, Ariel, you'll have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes. So this isn't like Wolf of Wall Street. There's a little timer there on the screen. This is not like Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room, and you got to like close the big deal right now. This could be simply just a yes for a longer meeting. And Dr. Kirk, you'll take us in by saying, hello, this is Kirk, or Dr. Kirk, however you'd like, and then you'll take us in from there.
Hello, this is Kirk.
Hello, this is Ariel Baska. I'm a deafblind filmmaker and horror activist.
Wow. Okay. I don't think I've met a deafblind horror activist before, so I know we had a 3-minute call on my calendar for today. I didn't really know what it was about, but you've piqued my curiosity.
Well, I'm curious what I can do to convince you to watch a piece of horror media that I created about my particular experience with Freddy Krueger.
I don't know who Freddy Krueger is, but we could start there.
Yeah, so when I was 3 years old, I had a bad babysitter who brought over a bag of weed, her boyfriend, and a VHS of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Have you heard of that?
Yes. I think my daughter has watched that in the house at some point.
Yeah. Well, Freddy Krueger is the hero of A Nightmare on Elm Street. He is a disfigured man with burn marks all over his face and arms and body, who, when he slices open his own flesh, there are maggots underneath, and he has finger knives, and he's got a magical fedora hat, and he enters your dreams.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
On the dream part, but so you created something based on this traumatic experience, your childhood trauma with your babysitter?
Actually, the opposite. As a 3-year-old, I was born with a very rare disease that had no name until I was in my 20s, and this rare disease meant that as a child, I was disfigured. I had red and purple marks that covered the right half of my face and left me deaf and blind on the right side.
Wow.
And I literally never saw the right side of my face, but I had other kids calling me monster and pizza face. But when I saw Freddy Krueger on screen, I thought that's what they see. That's what other people see when they look at me. And because Freddy Krueger is portrayed as someone who has a lot of agency, obviously he's murdering and slashing people to death all the time, but he was funny. He was someone who had a lot of control at a time in my life when I felt I had no control.
That's
so
amazing.
paging Dr. Kirk, paging Dr. Kirk, since I know
Yeah,
you both don't have visual
Ariel,
access, so you have about like 10, 15 seconds to wrap it up, Ariel.
I just say, Errol, that's amazing. I'm trying to wrap my mind around all of this, but the very least I could do is take a look at the work you've created. The motivations, the dynamics around all of this are very, very new to me. But your story, I felt moved when you described your 3-year-old self. So I would like to arrange a time to see the work.
Wonderful. And just so you know, it does have audio description because I am deafblind. So
perfect.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ariel. On behalf of Sean Calgie, thank you for adding audio description. Whenever we go to play something that doesn't have audio description, it is so crushing to me because I am the worst audio descriptional person on the planet. And I'm like, I don't know, there's like some things flying around on the screen. I'm not really sure. So I'll love it when audio description is included in anything. Thank you, Ariel. Great job. We'll get to the feedbackers in just a moment. But Julia, who would you like Dr. Kirk Adams to be?
So I'm going to ask, what is the goal of the 3-minute conversation before I choose?
To get a yes.
A yes to what?
A yes to whatever it is that you're seeking. So as I said before, it could be a yes for a philanthropic partner. It's whatever meaningful yes that you are seeking.
It could
so
be, Julia, it could just be a longer meeting, or can I send you this presentation, or
like what's a yes that you're
can you
seeking
refer me to somebody? So it's not going for the $1 million close.
Hold on.
It isn't. This is okay. I'm just saying there's a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go for a little bit more impactful. Dr. Kirk.
Yes.
You are blind.
Correct.
Got it. But you are blind, and
Yes.
you are your 16-year-old self.
Oh my goodness.
And you want to go and do organic chemistry in college, and you want to make sure you do it. So you're that person.
Have we talked about this before?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
well,
you are your 16-year-old self.
Okay.
Looking forward to college. You're college bound, and you want to take organic chemistry.
Awesome. And then what's the yes that you're seeking, Julia?
The yes I'm seeking is that he agrees to try out our organic chemistry navigable alt text as a 16-year-old kid.
Okay, perfect. Dr. Kirk, take us in.
Hi, this is Kirk. I'm a bit of a mess. I'm 16. I'm floundering.
I teach 16-year-olds. I love 16-year-old boys. I think they're awesome.
Okay.
So I see that you're blind. And
That's
I'm
right.
just wondering, we work with blind kids a lot, and a lot of them are a little worried about the future. So I really want to know how do you see yourself fitting in college and in even the world and your career?
Well, I'm really interested in journalism. I write the sports page for the high school paper, and that gives me a little job writing a weekly high school sports column in our little weekly town paper. So I'm thinking about something to do with writing or journalism. I will say that you mentioned in the note that you're involved in chemistry. I'm in high school here in this small town, and I'm taking physics and I'm taking math analysis, but when I went into the chemistry classroom, the chemistry teacher told me I couldn't take chemistry because it was a safety issue, and that I needed to go to the office and get a different class.
Well, that's really crushing, because what we want to do is really open doors to the ability of anyone to be able to understand chemistry, anyone. And so what I want to really see that what we're building can actually help you move from your early science classes, but you can then take that as a stepping stone to any career that needs to have general chemistry or organic chemistry in it.
And how does it work? The math analysis book, the physics book, I've got hard copy Braille. It always says like diagrams omitted.
That's
so it's just the
heartbreaking.
word. So it's really hard to do those things. Like I don't even know enough about chemistry to know how to think about it.
Well, what we do is break it down into pieces, just for everyone, not just for blind kids, for everyone. Break it down into the learning objectives and build those learning objectives forward. But we have a keyboard accessible control panel that allows a screen reader user to use this digital technology in the same frame as the drag and drop features. So you could work side by side with your classmates to learn about Lewis structures, which is a visual piece of chemistry. You can use it to learn about structure in organic chemistry and equations and balancing. But the beauty is you don't need a special tool. It's already there. And you could work with your peers to do it.
Could you be on a call? Could you talk to folks when I do my IEP?
Absolutely. Oh, let's have that call with both your TVI and your science teacher, because we've worked with both and they've given us input in building these really novel, directly accessible tools for STEM.
Well, I'm so excited to get my hands on this. When it's the sooner the better. And so, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I really
Okay,
appreciate it.
good. I'm looking forward to our next call.
That is awesome, Julia. I love your enthusiasm. Great job, Dr. Kirk. Great job, Julia and Ariel. And now
And unfortunately, that was a true scenario. I was told by the chemistry teacher I couldn't take chemistry because it was a safety issue when I was in high school.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well, Julia, thank you for what you're bringing to the world to help folks like Dr. Kirk.
Interesting.
That is beautiful. So now we get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. We get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Julia or Ariel, something that they did great, then something that they could do to improve. And then what is one word on just how they left you feeling, one word on how they left you feeling, and then Dr. Kirk will have the honor and privilege of putting me on the hot seat. So how about we kick it off with Martha? And Martha, how about please your 30 seconds of feedback for Julia?
So I agree. I thought Julia was very enthusiastic, obviously committed, and definitely conveyed that commitment to improving the experience of her students, which in a particularly difficult area, any of the sciences, but I suspect especially chemistry. So bravo to you.
Beautiful. And Martha, what's one word on how Julia left you feeling, please?
Encouraged.
Encouraged. Thank you, Martha. And let's go, Meg. Meg, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ariel, please?
Well, I thought Ariel was a great storyteller and had me totally engrossed in her conversation, in her description of her life and the meaning of what she does. I thought she was terrific. I thought it was like watching a movie. but in a way that really impacted me personally. Someone who has a great life story to tell, and she imparted.
She is good at her craft, I'm hearing.
Yep. Thought it
And
was
Meg, what is one word on how Ariel left you feeling?
moved.
Moved. Beautiful. Thank you, Meg. And let's go, Bert. Bert, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Julia, please?
Yeah, I loved you clearly had experience in this approach, right? You knew where you were going, and just your confidence in mirroring the experience, right, of the individual without him necessarily having the previous positive experience that would have led to him being able to achieve what he wanted to achieve. So being able to draw that line and allowing them to walk towards it is really, I think that was the magic there for me.
Beautiful. And Bert, what is the one word on how Julia left you feeling, please?
Left me feeling hopeful, left me feeling hopeful for change.
Hopeful for change. Love it. And let's go, Peter. Peter, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ariel? And then Eric, I am coming to you next if you're still in the house. But Peter, how about your 30-second feedback for Ariel, please?
Yeah, I thought when Ariel started, I'm like, I have no idea where this is going. I'm really fascinated. It definitely left you thinking like, I'm listening and I'm intrigued. And then I think how she turned it, that just how she related to that was like, just as Megan mentioned, like it's almost like a gut punch in some ways, right? You felt this immediate connection to like what she must have been experiencing, which in some ways is, from my perspective, is heartbreaking. At the same time, it's just it's amazing. So I think like that to me was such a amazing like shift in the conversation there. It was, yeah. I mean, you totally like you reeled me in. I can't imagine how anybody would say no, that they wouldn't be interested once you got to that point in the story. So really well done.
Love it. And Peter, what is the one word on how Ariel left you feeling?
I would have to. I don't know of any other word than to say, moved. Exactly what Meg had said. It was really powerful.
Beautiful. Thank you, Peter. And let's go, Eric. Eric, how about you just muted yourself. You were unmuted. Eric, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Julia, please?
I thought Julia really felt like someone who believed in the student and believed that if you work where there's a will, there is a way. Obviously, maybe not for driving, but in pretty much most other respects when you're dealing with blind people. And that's, I feel like, half the battle a lot of times in education is just finding somebody who really will believe in you and be willing to work with you. And I agree with what someone else said. She seemed very enthusiastic and ready to do whatever would need to be done.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Eric. And let's go, Gwen. Gwen, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ariel, please?
To be honest, I'm not sure that I've got anything different to add from what the others have said, but I'm definitely intrigued to know more. And she brings her story to the sort of to the group in such a way that yeah, you can't help but listening, and that's always a fantastic way to pitch whatever you're trying to pitch.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you for that, Gwen. And how about Dr. Kirk Adams? Your final feedback that you would like to give to the participants, please.
Well, I will say that I've done dozens and dozens of these, and the cool factor in this group is off the charts. So just really appreciate everyone being here today. Ariel and Julia struck a lot of chords with me because of my life experience and who I am. So it's just felt everything really resonated. So just really appreciative.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Dr. Kirk. Definitely an astute group of individuals together here today. I think one of your best shows. And now this is the time in the show that we get to do a little reverse role play. And Dr. Kirk gets to put myself on the hot seat in a scenario that I have no idea about, because usually I get to put my co-host on the hot seat, but he's not here. So now it's me. So Dr. Kirk, have you thought of a scenario that you would like to see me go on the hot seat for?
Yeah, I want you to be Ariel, who makes films about disability and horror. And let's have Gwen be a film festival organizer, and you can talk to her about wanting to include disabled-oriented horror films in her film festival for the first time.
Okay, beautiful. So Gwen, are you up for playing that role?
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Hello, is this Gwen?
Yes. Hello, this is me.
Hi, Gwen. This is Ariel. We had scheduled a quick 3-minute call. Your team had set it up for us to have a conversation about possibly bringing my films to your festival.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. What are you offering?
Yeah, so Gwen, let me ask you first, like when your team brought this to you, what caused you to say yes to having this meeting in the first place?
I'm always interested in new ideas.
Beautiful. So,
Yeah.
so you're interested in some new ideas, and do you know what we're about? Like, tell me what you know about us already, so then I can kind of fill in the gaps from there and we can see if we can set a longer meeting.
No, speak to me as if I don't know anything.
Okay, beautiful. So, let me ask you this, like that as a film festival, coordinator and CEO, why did you take this role in the first place? And what is the vision for the festival that you have?
Oh, well, I'm always interested in anything inclusive, and I think that's what piqued my interest about your idea. And yeah, so the more films that we can bring in different types of genres to a wider audience that feature inclusion, I think is good for our audience.
All right, so I'm hearing inclusion, I'm hearing, diversity, but as you see, just real quick, and I'll explain what I'm up to in just a moment. But when you took on this role, like what do you see the future of this festival being? What's important to you?
To be successful, I think.
To be successful.
Be
Beautiful. Well,
successful.
we're definitely aligned there, Gwen. So just in our final moment together, because I know you said you had to run and we can schedule a longer meeting, but obviously you've probably read a little bit about me. I am visually impaired, deaf and blind, and bring horror films for the disabled into the marketplace, which is not it's not a big niche yet. However, you did say that inclusion is something that is important to you as you grow the film festival. And so what I'm looking to see is there a time where, maybe I can come down, I can share some of my films with you, and we can see if our films would be aligned for your diversity and inclusion initiatives in this demographic. How does that resonate for you or not?
Yep, sounds interesting. There's always a market out there for strange films, so why not?
There is definitely a market for strange films, and there's a huge market. I'm sure you know all the statistics and stats on horror films and how they draw a certain crowd of themselves and how popular they are. And so we're partnering that with the diversity of disabilities and bringing that into the space to give even more of a variety. And it sounds like something that is aligned with your mission and vision. So how about next week? I'll come down if we can set like maybe an hour meeting. I'll show you some clips from my films and we'll see if we can go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Beautiful. Awesome. Great job. Gwen, I'll come back to you in a moment. Ariel, not knowing a whole lot about your films and yourself, how did I do as you in that role play? If you just want to unmute.
So, as me, I would say you role played really, really great skills at getting to know the other person and what their goals and alignments are, in a way that I don't know that I've effectively done myself. So I just want to praise you for that. It's not necessarily, true to life theatrical role play, but I appreciated seeing that uh, spelled out in that way.
Absolutely. And Ariel, we teach the superpower of influence, that influence is the only attainable human superpower. And Sean, who, as you may or may not know, is blind, has gone blind over time, wasn't born blind, but has retinitis pigmentosa. So he was a Division I athlete and has gone blind over time. And his ability to cause yes in anything and everything, and when it comes to causing yes or influence, is to understand the other person's needs first. And that's why I did ask all of the questions, to understand what the value before I was gonna, quote, pitch, is what in it was valuable for her. Because if I'm gonna, like, say how great my films are, and she's like, I hate horror films, then, we've gone down the wrong avenue. But she could hate horror films, but she could be into diversity and inclusion. So we wanted to find out, what it was that we could find that common ground, and that yes. So thank you for that, Ariel. Received absolutely masterful job. And Ariel, how was your time overall in the Heart of Influence?
Oh, fantastic. This is a lot of fun and really interesting to hear Julia's ideas too, because I'm so enthralled with what Julia is proposing as well.
And that's what the show is all about. And I'll come back to that in a moment. So thank you so much for that, Ariel. And let's go, Gwen. Gwen, how was that for you? And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
That was interesting. I felt very much on the spot. Yeah, I can't say I've ever been a drama student in any way. But yes, no, this whole show is something completely unexpected for me. I've really enjoyed participating. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me, so
Oh my goodness.
managed to keep me awake.
Thank you so much for being with us at 2 o'clock in the morning, Gwen. That is extraordinary. Thank you so much. I feel honored and privileged. And thank you, Gwen. And let's go back to Julia. Julia, also fantastic job. Beautiful mission that you have on your heart. And Julia, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, I had no idea what I was coming into. So it was lovely. And I actually, it's been 10 years since I've been in the classroom. I left January of 2016, so next month. So me being able to role play me being a teacher was actually sort of fun. I love my time as a teacher. Now I'm a tech entrepreneur, but just considering that Kirk could have been in my classroom, I could see it. I could see it.
You can see it. That is beautiful. What is a beautiful mission, Julian. Thank you so much for being here. And let's go, Peter. Peter, thank you. And then Eric, I'm going to come back to you next. But Peter, thank you for being here. Excellent job in the feedbackers seat. One of 8 here today. And Peter, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. It was fun. I definitely would love to see some of Ariel's work too. I'm very intrigued. So if she's got any links to share or anything that we can be fans of, I'm happy to show up.
Beautiful. Thank
But
you
no,
for
it's been
that.
a lot of fun. I really appreciate it, and it's interesting, especially the role play and thinking about how you influence and create that connection. I think is really powerful. Obviously.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Peter. Looks like some links are going into the chat. We also have some gifts for you. I don't see Eric back, so I think I'll go to Bert. Bert, thank you for being here. All that you bring
I'm
to.
here, not sure what you.
Oh, perfect. I will come back
Sorry.
to you in just a moment, Eric. So, Bert, thank you for being here. Thank you for your contributions on the show and your mastery, of course. And Bert, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Well, it was great. I always love connecting, and this is a great way to connect and learn more about the incredible work being done. It's just you know, it's always inspiring and makes me want to work harder to do more and make more impact.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you for that, Bert. And let's go, Eric, who is speaking Japanese to many of us in the web space. But Eric, your energy and your heart is beautiful. Thank you for being here. And how was your time with us overall on the Heart of Influence?
It was very informative and always and allowed me to have different perspectives on things like horror film, which almost I really is not a category that I knew much about or was interested in. But listening to Ariel speak about it really did make me kind of interested, and hearing especially the vivid, I'm sorry, my apologies, the vivid description of Freddy Krueger and related topics. I'm very grateful to Kirk and you for inviting me on here. Thank you.
No, beautiful. Thank you for being here, Eric. And let's go, Meg, who's going to rate my outro line in just a moment. But Meg, thank you for being here and bringing such beautiful energy. I just love your energy, your heart, and incredible feedback. And Meg, how was your time with us overall on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was fun and different. One of the most fun experiences I've had on Zoom in a long, long time. I can't really think of what the other one was. I mean, this was just, it was great. It made me think. I love watching people create things on the fly. I thought it was terrific.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Meg, so much for being here in your mastery, of course. Absolutely beautiful. And let's go, Martha. Martha, who is the expert in birds. I don't know if I could ever tell the difference just by hearing birds, the different variety of birds. And I'm so glad I will never be tested on them. But Martha, thank you for being here. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
So I very much enjoyed this. It does emphasize something that I've tried to do for many years, which is it's so important to develop relationships with people for a variety of reasons, but especially something that I do a lot of, which is fundraising for nonprofits and also for a film that I'm helping to make right now. And your little role play at the end, Bella, was particularly interesting to me because that's exactly the kind of approach that helps make connections and moves things forward. So thank you for that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Martha, and everybody. Really incredible job. And before I get to final, Dr. Kirk Adams, your final on your Heart of Influence.
Well, so the final Heart of Influence of 2025, I'd say it was a wonderful time, great people. As always, express gratitude to you, Bella, and to Sean and to the Unblinded team for creating this platform, Heart of Influence, and allowing me to bring people together once a month. And it was a blast. The best hour of my week. Thank you so much.
Well, it is always an honor and a privilege to co-host with you, Dr. Kirk Adams, because you bring such beautiful heart-centered individuals together. And that's really why this show is designed. It's really designed so that you guys can meet each other and do more together. So first of all, definitely connect with each other. There'll be an email that'll go out with everybody's bio and ways to connect. So definitely do that for sure. We also have some gifts for you in the chat. One of the things that our team is experts at is during your business acceleration is help you extract how you can do more together, how you can build ecosystem mergers. So definitely have that business acceleration session that's only in support of you. And then we have some other gifts and stuff for you in the chat that are some books and different opportunities to have a conversation with our AI agent. So that is also super fun. So all of that is in the chat. It will also come in an email for you as well. And we end every show. It's an honor and privilege to be with you all here today. And we end every show by saying, although some of you may be physically blind, but we like to say that all of us are blind to the opportunities right in front of us and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone. How was that, Meg, for a sign-off line?
You know what? You get an Emmy.
I get an Emmy!
There you go.
Emmy! Because we're all blind and just learning to see, Meg. Thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful holiday